Ever since I was a little boy, I have always loved physics. I devoted all of my time and energy to studying it and doing experiments. But my father never approved of my love for physics because he was an English professor. But deep down, I knew he was jealous of my unceasing devotion to physics. He called me a nerd, then sent me to my room. I'd call him a bookworm. It was cold that night, and I struggled to stay warm. But suddenly, I felt a warmth approaching me. I looked down, and I saw a heater. I thought about the components of the heater. I decided that I wanted to know the current in the heater. I knew that the heater has a power rating of 1,200 watts and is plugged into a 120 volt power source. I did the math using the equation P equals I times V, and I calculated the current, which was 10 amperes. I also wanted to calculate the equivalent resistance using the equation V equals I times R. So I concluded that 120 volts equals 10 amperes times the resistance, which led to the resistance equaling 12 ohms. I realized that as the heater sat on the floor, it had used all of its stored potential energy. I used delta U equals M times G times delta H and plugged in the required variables. So delta U equals 2 kilograms times 10 times 1. Delta U equaled 20. I grew bored of sitting in my room, and I went off to go do one of my experiments. I walked towards the door, knowing that I had to apply a torque to it. As I was tired that night, I wanted to apply the least amount of force, so I chose to open the door furthest from the hinge. As I opened the door, I pushed against its force, as stated by Newton's third law. As I walked down the hallway, a strong, pungent, oniony smell filled my nostrils, most likely my father eating his creamy onion soup. I'm ready. I proceeded past the kitchen into the garage. I wanted to build a complex circuit. I used a barrage of series and parallel connections. I used many resistors, capacitors, and other components to create what I needed. I did a quick check to see if everything was wired right, and then I plugged the circuit in. But, oh no, the electrolytic capacitor was wired backwards, creating a spark. These pillows saved my life by decreasing my impact force. Due to the longer impact time that the pillows gave me, the force was lessened. The explosion hurt, but I do it all for physics. Physics is love. Physics is life.